Yeah, it's on. You just move it forward.
Okay. Thank you, everyone, for being here. I'm excited to be part of this conversation and to be with you, and to be speaking on behalf of the Black Alliance for Peace. In December 2019, President Donald Trump signed into law H.R. 2116, the Global Fragility Act. While this act was developed by the neoconservative and ironically titled the United States Institute for Peace, it was introduced to Congress by Democratic Representative Eliot Engel, then chair of the House Committees on Foreign Affairs, and co-sponsored by a bipartisan group of representatives. The Global Fragility Act represents a new set of strategies for deploying U.S. soft power in a changing world. It focuses U.S. foreign policy on the idea there are so-called fragile states, which are a threat to the U.S. because of their, quote, instability, extremism, conflict, and extreme poverty, end quote. Things which would lead, according to this act, to significant migration, which the U.S. wants to prevent. Therefore, the stated aim of the Global Fragility Act is to tackle the quote-unquote root causes of instability in fragile states. Hailed as landmark legislation and as a potential game changer in the world of U.S. foreign policy, the act seems to be a resetting of that policy in ways that shift tactics while maintaining the objectives and strategies of U.S. global domination. The act clearly articulates its main goal, to advance U.S. national security and interests, and to manage rival powers, and that is specifically Russia and China. In this sense, the Global Fragility Act, especially for governments and societies in the Western Hemisphere, seems to be a revamping of the Monroe Doctrine. One of the stated objectives of the Global Fragility Act is for the U.S. government to be proactive in preventing conflict and instability, preventing conflict, promoting stability in countries prone to violence, the support of locally driven political institutions. This is the language that the act uses to hide the legislation's real intentions, to rebrand U.S. imperialism by using a wide range of actors and resources, including neo-colonial governments and their local and regional structures, to enact policies aimed at upholding U.S. global power. What is significant about this act is the way that it uses other nations to carry out its objectives, a point that I will come to later. In April 2022, the Biden-Harris administration affirmed its commitment to implementing the Global Fragility Act by issuing documents outlining a 10-point plan that will allow the integration and sequencing of U.S. diplomatic, development, and military-related efforts. Funding was allocated in the 2023 budget. The management of the Global Fragility Act formally brings together the U.S. Agency for International Development, its parent, the State Department, and the Department of Defense. There are 5 trial countries for the implementation of this act, and Haiti is the first. My comments today focus on one key point, that Haiti has been and continues to be the main laboratory for U.S. imperial machinations, both in the region and throughout the world. It is no surprise, therefore, that in the re-articulation of a new policy for maintaining global hegemony, the Global Fragility Act, Haiti is the first target. Without understanding this point, without seeing Haiti as the site of the longest and most brutal neocolonial experiment in the modern world, we cannot fully understand the workings of U.S. and Western hegemony. And if we cannot understand the full extent of U.S. hegemony, we cannot defeat it. Consistent in its hypocrisy, in its deliberation on the Global Fragility Act, U.S. officials label Haiti as one of the most fragile states, even as the supposed fragility is caused by more than a century of U.S. interference and consistent push to deny Haitian sovereignty. It is therefore important to understand the long history and nature of U.S. imperialism through militarism in Haiti, a clear model of both the role of militarism and the intricate and diffuse enactments of militarism as imperialism. To begin with, we must recognize that Haitian sovereignty has been snuffed out, and that Haiti is under current foreign military and political control. Of course, we know the first military occupation occurred from 1915 to 1934. But Haiti lost its sovereignty this time, beginning February 2004. Its state has been dismantled and its government taken over by occupying foreign forces. The plans for this intervention and occupation were hatched in Ottawa, Canada in 2003. Dubbed the Ottawa Initiative in Haiti, the objective was to decide the future of Haiti's governance. The administration of Canadian Prime Minister Jean Chrétien and his Liberal Party government organized a two-day conference at Meech Lake, attended by top officials from the US, the European Union, and the OAS. There were no representatives from Haiti. Canadian journalist Michael Vastal, who got wind of this secret meeting, reported that the discussion in Ottawa included, quote, the possibility of Aristide's departure, the need for a potential trusteeship over Haiti, end quote. By the end of February 2004, Jean-Bertrand Aristide, the popularly elected president of Haiti, was deposed, bundled onto a flight by US Marines, and flown to the Central African Republic. US President George W. Bush announced almost immediately that he was sending US forces to, quote, help stabilize the country, end quote. On the same night of Aristide's extradition, 200 US troops had already landed at the airport in Haiti. By the evening of the day of the coup, 2,000 US, French, and Canadian soldiers were already on the ground. In the meantime, at the behest of the members of the United Nations Security Council, US and France, the UN Security Council passed a unanimous resolution that authorized, quote, the immediate deployment of a multinational interim force for a period of 3 months to help secure and stabilize the capital, Port-au-Prince, and elsewhere in the country, end quote. UN Resolution 1529 was passed under Chapter 7 of the UN Charter, which authorized the deployment of UN military force to, quote, take all necessary measures to fulfill its mandate. Now, unlike a Chapter 6 resolution, which refers to peacekeeping missions where parties of conflict give their consent, a Chapter 7 resolution demands no such consent. Haiti is the only place in the world that was not embroiled in civil war, but that received a Chapter 7 deployment, where UN forces are allowed to use military force to, quote, pacify the population. Thus, it is important to note that the 2004 illegal coup d'etat was both enforced and cleaned up with the sanction of the UN. On June 1st, 2004, the UN officially took over from US forces and established the United Nations Stabilizing Mission in Haiti, or MINUSTA, the acronym for its French name, for the task of military occupation under the guise of establishing peace and security. A multi-billion-dollar operation, MINUSTA had, at any given time, between 6,000 and 12,000 troops and police stationed in Haiti, alongside thousands of bureaucrats, technical staff, and civilian personnel. And we all know, in a horrific parallel to the first occupation, MINUSTA soldiers committed numerous acts of violence against the Haitian people, including massacres and rapes. MINUSTA soldiers are responsible for bringing cholera into the country, a disease that officially killed 30,000 people and infected almost 1 million. But what's most solidified this occupation was the creation and operationalization of the core group. The core group, an international coalition of self-proclaimed and non-Black friends of Haiti, friends in quote, was established as part of the UN resolution that brought these foreign soldiers and technocrats into Haiti. Its stated goal was to oversee Haiti's governance through the coordination of various branches of the UN mission. While it is claimed that this occupation officially ended in 2017 with the formal drawdown of the MINUSTA mission, the UN has remained in Haiti through a new office with a new acronym, BINU, the United Nations Integrated Office in Haiti. BINU's mandate has been continuously renewed from 2017 to now by the UNSC, the United Nations Security Council. BINU has had an outsized public role in Haitian internal political affairs and is the mouthpiece of the core group. While the core group's membership has fluctuated since its initial formation, it currently has 9 members: Brazil, Canada, France, Germany, Spain, the US, the European Union, the Organization of American States, and the UN. Significantly, this group has never had a Haitian representative and often meets without Haitian representation. Neither neutral nor passive, the core group plays an active interventionist role in Haiti's everyday political affairs. The overwhelming power of the core group is blatant public, visible to all who want to see it. At a special session on Haiti at the UN Security Council just this week, it was the head of the BNU, the UN mission in Haiti, who took the lead in presenting Haiti as a basket case of unthinking and violent gangs. Thus, unelected and unaccountable by the Haitian people, the core group is the arbiter of neocolonial indirect rule in Haiti. US imperialism in Haiti is a hierarchical structure established through the power of the US as a superpower, which then outsources the colonial control of Haiti to others. Thus, for example, one of the reasons that this occupation of Haiti, which began in 2004, is not seen as such is that while it was initiated and largely funded by the US and the United Nations, Haiti's sovereignty has been extinguished by a multiracial, multinational coalition of Caribbean, Latin American, and African countries. This may be the most sinister and least talked about aspect of this occupation, but it's also the most effective. In a classified diplomatic cable from 2008, and thank you for WikiLeaks and Free Julian Assange, the US ambassador, the US ambassador Janet Sanderson explained the significance of MINUSTA in the shifting US strategy for military intervention and occupation. Sanderson wrote, quote, MINUSTA is a remarkable product and symbol of hemispheric cooperation in a country with little going for it. There is no feasible substitute for this UN presence. It is a financial and regional security bargain for the US government. We must work to preserve MINUSTA by continuing to partner with it at all levels in coordination with other major donors and MINUSTA contributor countries from the hemisphere. That partnering would also counter perceptions in Latin America, in Latin contributing countries, that Haitians see their presence in Haiti as unwarranted, end quote. Brazil, for example, was in charge of the military wing of the occupations in 2004. It spent more than $750 million on maintaining military control. For Brazil, the country in Latin America with the largest Black population and leftist government at the time, Haiti was its imperial ground zero. But there was also buy-in from other marginalized governments from the Caribbean and Latin America. At one point, MINUSTA's leadership included a representative from Trinidad and Tobago and an African-American attorney and diplomat. And this leadership was accompanied by a multinational military force made up of a number of South American, Caribbean, and African countries, including Argentina, Chile, Colombia, Jamaica, Grenada, Benin, Burkina Faso, Egypt, Cote d'Ivoire, Nigeria, Rwanda, Senegal, Guinea, Cameroon, Niger, and Mali. How do you hide an occupation? You diversify it. US imperialism involves a gamut of activities from diplomatic influence to cultural warfare to military intervention. It depends on a wide range of institutions, of actors, and diverse set of strategies, including the US State Department, the CIA, the USAID, which effectively determines how the occupied states' funds are distributed. It includes, funds, it includes Western NGO projects, controlled opposition of youth groups, the use of the National Endowment for Democracy, and then US media and Western media, which often serves as mouthpieces for the ruling class, preparing the cultural ground for the outside world to accept whatever actions are planned for those under occupation. And here we have to acknowledge the deep racism in the representation and treatment of Haiti. It also includes local and Western-based churches and missionaries, and most importantly, neighboring neo-colonial governments. For Haiti, these governments are the Dominican Republic, and more recently, surprisingly, Mexico, who worked with the United States as a co-pen holder for Haiti at the UN Security Council last summer to advocate for foreign military intervention in the country. It is significant that the Global Fragilities Act lays out a plan to see if the US actions in Haiti over the past 20 years lays out a plan that, if we see the US actions in Haiti over the past 20 years, has already been implemented in Haiti. If we look around, the US has already used this practice in Haiti to extend a different kind of rule over the region. Militarization of the region, for example, has shifted. The U.S. Southern Command, Southcom, is key example. Incorporating the Caribbean and South and Central America, Southcom claims to be protecting human rights as long-term responsibility to the development of regional militaries controlled and facilitated by the U.S. I want to wrap up by pointing to the need to recognize Haiti's significant critical place as both a laboratory of U.S. militarism and imperialism, but also as the site of not only laboratory of U.S. militarism and imperialism, but also as the site of one of the longest struggles for both Black liberation and the anti-colonial independence in the Americas. It is for this reason we also understand why the U.S. empire's interest in the expansion of its hegemony has resulted in the constant reactionary onslaught against the people of Haiti and decades of instability for the nation as a whole. The 2 centuries-long imperial counterinsurgency against Haiti has aimed to terminate the most ambitious revolutionary experiment in the modern world. It is no coincidence that the attacks on Haitian sovereignty through an arsenal of tactics has been consistent and consistently banal. We ignore these tactics. We ignore how these tactics will be used on the rest of the region to our peril. The Black Alliance for Peace team is coordinating with Collective Campaign to fight for a zone of peace. And this peace in the region must begin with Haiti.